everybody. Welcome back to another video slash podcast for Brave Soul Style. If this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome. I am Yolandi, your personal stylist, and I just wanted to welcome you and just take a moment to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this or to listen via podcast. I really appreciate that. Of all the things you could be doing, you're spending your time with me, and I couldn't be more grateful. I walk women through a process of unleashing their most stylishly confident self. So if you're feeling like nothing in your closet is making sense, you don't know how to put outfits together, and stepping into a store gives you a migraine, I'm your girl. But today, we're not really talking about any of those things. We're not talking about your body type. We have talked shopping literally to death. We have virtually shopped until we drop. So today, I wanted to share my story and why I do what I do, why I chose to run a styling business when literally anything is possible. And this is how I choose to spend my time. So to do that, we have to go back. We have to go way back. I told some of pieces of my story when I did a video a few weeks ago. Well, maybe it's been a couple months ago now. But I talked about how we hide from ourselves, how we keep parts of our story from everyone, and including ourselves, whether or not we realize it. And I reflected recently on all the things that have shaped my point of view, all the things that have brought me to this point, and why I feel it is so important to just embrace who we are and to tell our stories. And that's a big part of my philosophy. And the first couple of sessions that I hold with my clients is a lot of information sharing. I ask questions about not only their bodies and the things that they like to wear, what kind of looks they like, but we also talk about, some things that are going on in their mind, what's floating around in the old noggin. And how is that affecting your style? Because as I have found through the years, our sense of style and the things that we deem appropriate for our bodies are all controlled by thoughts in our mind. A low-cut top, oh, well, I'm not going to wear that. That's for girls who are sleazy. And sometimes, the opposite is true. Oh, well, I need to wear this because it makes me feel more important. So the lower, the better. That makes me even more important. And all of these viewpoints are valid, every single one of them. And it has taken me quite some time to be comfortable with where I'm at and with the aesthetic that I have through a series of life events. So one of those events I mentioned in the previous video about hiding from ourselves, I believe it was that video, I was kind of awkward as a teenager. I'm still a little awkward. I'm a little weird, I like to make funny faces and speak in strange voices when the mood strikes me, It's just who I am, and I have now come to terms with that. But years ago, it was very difficult for me to be that little weirdo that I completely embrace today. And I decided that in order for people to like me, I needed to look a certain way. I had to wear certain things. That meant talking in a certain way, that meant dressing a certain way. And not only did I suppress and ignore so many parts of myself just so that I could get liked, which, spoiler, it did not work. It didn't work in the way that I wanted it to work. it really put me in a place of embarrassment and a little bit of shame to admit that I had hidden some bits of myself. And now, as I reflect on teenage Yo, I see how misguided I was. I was very misguided, and that is why I am sharing these parts of my story with you today, because I had put so much worth in my appearance, and I know there are still so many out there that do. And maybe you're watching this and thinking, yeah, she's right. I can't look in the mirror without thinking of all the things that are wrong with me. And that's okay. It's totally okay. Because I'm going to let you in on a little secret. That 13-year-old girl who thought she needed to wear certain things for people to like her, never really left. And parts of her still hang around today, and she pays me a visit and, checks up on me. But in her checking up on me, I have been able to tell her, sweetie, it's okay. It's okay, because you don't have to be who you're not for people to like you. And there's this perception that personal stylists are out to change you, change everything about you. And that was part of why I decided I needed to do what I'm doing today, because I wanted women, to be proud of who they are and how they look, not in the body that they are working towards. They have, 15, 20, 100, even 5 pounds that they feel like they have to lose. That doesn't mean that this body with that extra 5 pounds shouldn't be appreciated. Quite the contrary. It needs to be appreciated, and it is so important that we demonstrate to our friends, our family, our sisters, our children, nieces, nephews, especially all the female figures in your life that you could possibly be a role model to. They need to see that no matter what size we are and no matter what is going on in our lives, that we have the self-respect and we have the courage to be ourselves, to embrace ourselves, to show the world that, God damn it, I don't give a fuck what you think about what I'm wearing. I want you to know that I'm happy what I'm wearing. I'm happy with who I am. And my outward appearance is a reflection of the comfort level that I have with myself and my body. And there is no amount of commenting or ridicule or harsh words that you can throw in my direction that is ever going to change that. And so that's why I do what I do, because I want people to know that they have value now, that they don't need to be a size 2 to have value, that you have value at a 12 or 22 or 8, 10, 16, 4, everything in between. Every size is valuable. And that was something that 13-year-old me didn't know. She thought only the skinny blonde girls were good enough. and that she should be like them too. And it's so sad to think of all the ways I denied myself to appease what I thought others wanted. And now, as I'm older, I understand that they couldn't care less. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't care what it was I had to say. Yeah, but that's just one small part. The really big part of why I do what I do is a lot more recent. And when I was married, I've been divorced for a few years now, and I'm currently dating the most wonderful man, absolute love of my life, and I could not be luckier. And I don't care who you're with out there, if you're watching this and you're like, nah girl, I got the best man. I'm sorry, you don't. I do. Okay, I do. And I have never felt so comfortable with myself. And I don't think I could have such a beautiful relationship, the beautiful relationship that I have now, had I not come to a place where I was so comfortable with who I am and the way that I look and all those things inside that I thought were broken and that, you know, made me wear clothes that hid so much of myself. Or sometimes, as I mentioned at the top of the video, I was that girl, the opposite. Like, let's wear things that are more revealing to get more attention because attention makes me valued. And none of that is true. So during my marriage, there were a lot of image issues that I dealt with. And I don't know that my ex-husband ever really understood that some of the things that we argued about weren't necessarily his fault. It was, you know, me and my issues. And as a result of the way that I felt about myself, he reacted, maybe not appropriately all the time. It didn't help the issues, that's for sure. But I wanted to show women out there that everything about them is valuable. There is nothing that needs to be hidden, and all of it, all of your shit must be embraced, because that's where the beauty is. That's where what makes you you is hiding. That's where your unique blend of past experiences and, you know, silly jokes that you make and the food you love and the places you love to go and that song that you cannot resist dancing to, that's what makes you you. And all those pieces are how I like to get to know my clients, to put together their style puzzle, because there will never be another you. There will never be another me. And that is what I so desire to make sure that all my clients understand, is that their style is their style. And it doesn't need to be 6-inch heels and a bodycon mini dress. It can be Keds and jeans and a t-shirt. You can be that girl and still be stylish. You can be the other girl in the stilettos and a mini dress and still be stylish. You can be sitting on the floor like me, you know, with your kitty cats and still be stylish. Like, everything is style. It's just an expression of who you are. And so that's the piece of my story that I really wanted to share today. Is I wanted you to understand that it's not about the clothes. It's not about fancy, you know, expensive designer brands. It's not about looking like the cover of Maxim magazine or Vogue magazine, or even, Martha Stewart living. For some, that's the ideal, to be the perfect housewife. And none of it is about that. If those are your ideals, then yes, those are perfect for you. But that does not mean that any other style is less valid. And that's what my process is designed to do. That's what my process is designed, is to show women that they are so good the way that they are. And nothing has to change unless they want it to. So if you are scrolling through Instagram, looking at these style and fashion influencers, and you are seeing women who look like less famous versions of Kim Kardashian, or, insert whatever celebrity you want here, that's okay for them, but that doesn't mean that's what you need to be. So I think I'm going to end it here. And till next time, I want you to find what makes you shine. I want you to pull something out of your closet that you haven't worn in a long time, even though you love it, because you think it is, inappropriate, or it's too much, overdressed. You're none of those things. I want you to pull it out and wear it anyway. If it makes you glow like fireflies, that's what you need to do. If not signed up for my style mail, this is the kind of stuff that you get every Friday. You get a link to my video. There will be a blog post. The blog is usually related because that's where my train of thought is. And so I want to share more on that. You'll get some interesting articles to challenge the way that you're thinking about things, to share some new information. I don't share it unless I feel it's really worth your time, because I know how busy you are. I also challenge you not to accept the status quo, because there's nothing about the status quo that should be accepted, especially for you. And I also want you to just take a minute and download the freebies that I have on there. I have one about shopping. If you hate shopping, if you love shopping, it's definitely worth the read. Sign up for the style mail to get stuff like that sent to you once a week, every Friday. And then there's also the live Sunday sessions, style sessions with Yo, that's me. And we go through together live on Zoom. If nobody signs up, then I go live on Instagram, and we'll pull out our clothes together. I'll help you get ready for the week. You can run outfits by me, and I can give you advice if you feel like you need some help. And if you just want to be nosy and see what I'm wearing, sign up and you'll see exactly what I do, my closet, my process, and I'd be happy to see you there. So happy to see you there. So till next time, guys, check out your freebies, sign up for Style Mail, join the live event, and of course, mind your style. Bye.